You should know what sampling is at this point. But if not, watch the previous 2 worst samples videos. Now without further ado, with the help of my chat once again, let's take a look at even more of the worst samples of all time.
Now what I want everybody to do
Let's start off with a song that interpolates a classic. What's Up, or as many people know it as, the He-Man song, is a go-to karaoke song for a reason. How infectious the vocals are on the song makes it hard not to sing along. It's also this group's only hit and people tend to sample one-hit wonders a lot. Even Metro Boomin did with Creepin', his own version of I Don't Wanna Know by Mario Winans. The song itself is about introspection, frustration and finding the meaning in life and the answer to why certain things happen the way they do. And the party man himself saw this as an opportunity to turn this into a song about getting drunk at the bar. What made the original so good in the first place are the authenticity of the vocals. But when they are overly processed and auto-tuned sounding, it kinda takes away from the natural talent that came from Linda's singing. But I'm not surprised because Mr. Worldwide has been known for doing this.
What up, though? All my niggas cutthroat, cut a nigga head.
Okay, where the fuck do I even begin with this one? Let's address the elephant in the room. No, literally. The elephant was in the studio when this song was being recorded. I had no idea that Wayne recorded this song at the Audubon Zoo when he purchased his ticket and figured why not. Actually, you know what the better comparison is? This beat sounding like a cheap mediocre game on the Sega Genesis. And when you find out who produced this, you're gonna get so pissed that it's unbelievable. So remember Hamilton? Yeah, the person who scored that musical, Lin-Manuel Miranda, produced this heap of shit for Wayne. And if this is the best beat he can make for a rapper, then he shouldn't collaborate with any other rappers anytime soon, cause Jesus Christ.
This is the last time I'm gonna put up with bullshit. Wanna bitch who at best is a 6. I'm gonna bet she can do shit.
Our first submission comes to us from Hayesh584. Not sure why, but Bam Wallace's producer sampled someone screaming on Last Time, but it makes the song a rather uncomfortable listen. Oh boy, wait till you find out where that sample comes from. Because unfortunately, it comes from porn. I am not kidding. I'm not even able to share the context in which this sample is heard. I would like to assume that someone shoved a glass dildo up his ass and it broke while it was stuck in there and all of the shards went into his black hole. I bet that's not it, but because it sounds painful, that's what I came up with. Now I don't know why anyone on planet Earth would even consider sampling porn, but Bam did on this song and proceeded to rap about not taking shit from women anymore and getting out of relationships as soon as he can because he isn't built for that. It's crazy how one too many breakups turned this nigga into a sore loser.
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
I used to be a firm believer of the statement that you should separate the art from the artist. But Kanye has proved that doing that is actually impossible when you include it in the song itself. One fateful day in December of 2022, the man himself says that he likes some of the things about the Austrian painter, which obviously is a wrong thing to idolize since his reign as the Führer led to the deaths of millions of innocent Jews. This isn't something you willingly support. It's like if I said that I liked Pol Pot. That doesn't feel right. This is the biggest fuck you sample of the year, which is also why I think it's the worst sample of the year. Yes, worse than the elephant.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Our next submission comes to us from Morty Sane. The SpongeBob sample on I'm Ready by AJ. Need I say more? No. You don't need to say more at all. It's very goofy hearing a SpongeBob sample on such a go-lucky happy song like this telling you to have fun. It's one of the least egregious samples on here, so enjoy it while you can.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt, so sexy.
I'm too sexy for this syrup. Too sexy for your girl. Too sexy for.
Well, this sucks because the original song isn't good either. The point of the original, as much as it stinks, was a satire song by a UK act that made fun of models at the gym. When 3 of the biggest rappers on the US charts start taking that concept seriously, the novelty wears off. They're not funny. It's just embarrassing the longer you keep listening to it. And even if their intents were to be humorous, it didn't get a laugh out of me.
Not funny. Dick rap. I'm by far one of the hardest workers. Real firm believer in practice make perfect. You can gather.
Our next submission is from I Am Bloxy. Remember when Lil Baby sampled the classic hit song Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears for his song The World Is Yours to Take for the FIFA World Cup? Yeah. Not only did he completely ruin that sample, but it would also mark the start of his fall off. True. You can't just take a song like that, which is about the human desire for both sides to have power and influence their own and other lives, and just turn that into a celebratory song about being glad to have made it and showing the world what you're made of. That just doesn't work, no matter how much you try to make it.
Go get some money. Or we can play, move your family out the hood and buy a.
Of course, because it wouldn't be a drill song without them sampling a song that has nothing to do with what they're rapping about. I kinda brought this up already during my stupidest rap beefs video, but Mabu released this as a diss track towards XXL because they left them off the list. And considering how shite he is, I could see why. He wants to put on this fake gangster persona, but at the end of the day, he's just someone who graduated from a collegiate school and only has musical connections because his father's in the business. So if anything, stop giving this attention. This next submission is from Goddamn Josh. Mystical Magical by Benson Boone. This song does a musical crime, understatement, and interpolates Physical by Olivia Newton-John. Not only that, but does a terrible job as well. Well, no shit. And here I thought Beautiful Things was horrible. Both songs are about love. Physical is about how Olivia wants to advance the relationship, while Mystical Magical is where Benson describes what their love will be like. It's probably the worst singing I'll hear all year, so I'm good when it comes to the album. No thank you.
Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside.
And Suede returns for the 3rd installment. This time he samples an entitled teen, named Danielle Bregoli, who went on Dr. Phil for custody of her, knowing that her mum didn't wanna keep taking care of her. She later ended up becoming the popular female rapper Bad Baby. I could say the same about sampling this when it came to Fergie, and that it doesn't even sound like music, but I'll go a step further and say that sampling this is an arrogant thing to do. But yet he sampled everything under the sun, so why am I not even surprised?
When you're on a holiday.
When you're on a holiday, you can't find. Ave Maria, hold on my rosary. We come and go like we leaves, as it was written.
Our next 2 submissions are from Rob Dallas. Welcome back to the channel, buddy. I have 2 songs from The Carter 6 that fit this perfectly. Well, we already have 1 song from that album on here, so fuck it. Let's start with Island Holiday, which interpolates Island in the Sun by Weezer from their Green album, their 3rd studio album. And not only is it clear that Wayne can't sing, but also why the fuck is he sampling Weezer on this album? Is it because Weezy and Weezer sound too similar to each other? Plus, the last time you did something Weezer related, it sucked testicles. The second one pisses me off though. It takes the classic melody of the song Ave Maria and throws some trap drums on it and call it a day. You can't ruin Ave Maria. That's just something you should never do in the history of music sampling. That is one of the biggest sampling sins of all time. I don't wanna hear it.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in the studio.
Our next submission is from Uncle Alberto. A shame what happened to your last channel. Yeah, that was real unfortunate that it got taken down. But thank you for supporting me during those hard times. It means a lot to me. Anyways, I got a sample for you. The sample for Tierra Wax Cutting Onions that can be found on Actin' a Smoochie by Ice Spice. Alright, say less. So the original song is about Tierra's grandmother dying, which I am so sorry for her in regards to that. Hope life gets better. Now Ice Spice disregards the entire premise of that song and turns it into a song about someone acting like a groupie. Literally taking a shit on the original sample. I don't know what Riot USA's intent was here, but it wasn't doing something better with the source material. Our next submission comes to us from the one and only Tobias McKay. In my first single, Eminem samples a CD case opening and closing as the percussion for the song. Pretty stupid if you ask me. Well, he was high at the time. What single good idea did he have during the creation of this album? I will give it this though. At least he did something unique for the percussion, even if it throws the entire song off for me.
I bet the neighbors know my name, they call me oh fuck, oh shit from my hotel suite.
Another instance where the original isn't good either. The original refers to Laffy Taffy as a woman's booty, and that's pretty self-explanatory. As for the other song, it's about how Tony's neighbors know him for selling coke. Both sound pretty bad, but I mostly blame the sample here.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling,
Yeah.
This is probably the most random sample anyone has put on a record, cause how do you go about sampling The Simpsons? Anyways, the song takes playing with your ding-a-ling in the literal sense, as there are many sexual lyrics over a sample of a literal kid singing. I'm sorry, did you not read the room? And if you thought Skepta could save this song, sadly he doesn't. If you thought this was the worst sample to come out of UK rap, then you would be mistaken, because that's in the next installment.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows, they know me where it's.
I already talked about this song in the worst songs of 2024 video, where I called it generic and predictable. But let me add this to my original thoughts. KSI sampling Red Hot Chili Peppers is probably the goofiest thing I have ever seen an artist do. Along with some very corny lyrics that follow it, like I'm in my prime and this ain't even final form, and the whole from the screen to the ring to the pen to the king thing, which might be the funniest set of lyrics in this entire song. It's still not his worst song, but it's an embarrassing one for sure.
Sitting in the caddy, right like Betty. I got all the juice, you something like a poobie. I'm soon to be the greatest for the.
Before Kendrick Lamar made his magnum opus, which was To Pimp a Butterfly, he was putting out shit like this. And as you could clearly tell, he needed to put the Lil Wayne influence down. If you wanna know why this beat is so goofy sounding, it's because it was originally intended for the 2007 movie Shrek the Third. But Wayne asked the producer, David Banner, if he could use it instead for this song. And that was one of the worst decisions he's ever made, because that left K. having to rap on this beat as well. Only thing I could give it is that it's kinda funny. Our next submission is from Nicholas Reeves. I don't know how this song hasn't been mentioned yet, but apparently it hasn't. Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor, which interpolates Runaround Sue by Dion. And guys, I think she's musically stuck in the 1960s. That explains all of these doo-wop samples she picks out of a hat. The original is about a girl who isn't loyal to anyone and runs off on her own. Dion didn't clarify who the Runaround Sue was. Meanwhile, Dear Future Husband is self-explanatory. She's describing all the qualities she's looking for in a man. And you're spot on with the pretending to belong to a decade she didn't even belong to analogy, because maybe that's the reason why she fell off.
Oh, whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some
certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy.
Our last submission is from Devin Carter. You missed the worst sample of all. The Whores in This House sample on WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. It's repetitive, annoying, and was my least favorite song of 2020. That's funny. It's the same for me. Now don't ask me why Cardi B's dropping a new album because honestly, nobody wanted that. But as for this song, the repeating sample tends to get pretty annoying the longer the song goes on for. And I'm not really on board with the vulgarity here. It's a little too much, even for me. Also explain why the music video plays the clean version of the song. That I would like to know. Now even though I do have another installment in the works, I'm not sure how much longer I can do this series for. I seem to be running out of samples to use. So like always, keep suggesting ones I can use for future installments. This doesn't mean that the sample videos are ending quite yet because up next is the first installment of the Best Samples series. That I'm very proud of. But until then, keep showing these videos love. Keep giving me suggestions and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.